There's a moment many of my patients describe that breaks my heart every time. You're driving home after sunset, and suddenly the road feels different. Headlights from the other lane glare like spotlights, the lines on the pavement blur, and you find yourself gripping the wheel tighter than you used to. Or maybe it happens in your own living room. You wake in the night, and it takes far too long to find the light switch. These aren't just small annoyances. They're whispers from your eyes that something is changing quietly, steadily, and often without warning. I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Ageless Garden. For over 30 years, I've helped older adults navigate the hidden shifts in their bodies. And today we're going to uncover one of the most overlooked secrets in eye health. Because there are 4 simple smoothies that can begin repairing your night vision while you sleep. When we think about eyesight, especially night vision, we often imagine it as something fixed, like a camera lens that either works or doesn't. But your eyes are living tissue, constantly repairing, constantly responding to how you care for them. One of the most sensitive and vital parts is the retina, the paper-thin layer at the back of your eye that receives light and sends it to your brain. Think of it like film in an old camera. If the film is damaged, the picture can never be clear, no matter how good the lens is. As we age, this delicate film takes a beating. Blood flow slows down, oxidative stress builds up, and the cells that help us adjust to darkness, called rods, begin to fail. That's why headlights feel blinding, why it takes longer to see after stepping into a dim room, and why the simple act of reading before bed can feel frustrating. But here's the hopeful truth. The retina is also one of the most responsive tissues in your body when it comes to nutrition. Feed it the right compounds and it begins to clean, heal, and function more like it did years ago. That's where the blueberry comes in. On the surface, it looks humble. A small, dark fruit you can toss in your morning oatmeal. But inside, blueberries carry a group of compounds called anthocyanins. I don't expect you to remember that word, but here's what matters. Anthocyanins are like tiny repair workers that can actually cross into the retina itself. Once there, they mop up free radicals, which are unstable molecules that damage your eye cells. They improve circulation, reduce inflammation, and most importantly, they help regenerate a pigment called rhodopsin. Rhodopsin is the very pigment that allows your eyes to adjust to darkness. Without it, even a single glance at a bright headlight can leave you dazzled, struggling to see. With it, your recovery time shortens, and the world at night feels safer again. Now, blueberries are powerful on their own, but they work even better when paired with something surprising. The banana. Bananas may seem like an afterthought, but for your eyes, they're quietly essential. They're rich in magnesium and vitamin B6, nutrients that keep the tiny muscles and blood vessels in your eyes relaxed and open. Imagine the difference between a tight, kinked garden hose and one that flows freely. That's what magnesium does for your eye circulation, especially as you sleep. And vitamin B6 supports the optic nerve, the communication line between your eye and your brain, a part of vision that often gets neglected. So when you blend blueberries and bananas into an evening smoothie, you're creating more than a snack. You're sending anthocyanins into the retina to sweep away damage and regenerate pigments, while magnesium and B6 open the pathways that deliver oxygen and nutrients through the night. It's like giving your eyes a deep clean and a tune-up while the rest of your body rests. Let me share a story. George, a 72-year-old retired school teacher, came to me one autumn frustrated and discouraged. "I can't read at night anymore," he told me. "The words blur, and everything dims after sunset. I used to love ending my day with a book, and now I feel like I've lost that." We didn't start with surgery or even supplements. Instead, I asked him to try one small habit, a blueberry banana smoothie about an hour before bed. 3 weeks later, George called me. His voice was lighter. "I picked up my mystery novel last night," he said, "and for the first time in months, I didn't have to squint." It may sound simple, almost too simple, but in my years of practice, I've learned that the body responds most powerfully to small, consistent signals of nourishment. You don't need a laboratory pill when nature already offers what your retina craves. Blueberries and bananas aren't just food. They're eyesight improvement foods. Real everyday allies in your diet to improve eyesight naturally, to keep your vision sharper, clearer, and more resilient even as the years go by. If the retina is like the film in a camera, Then the cornea is the camera's lens cover, that clear dome at the front of your eye that bends and focuses light so everything you see is sharp. Without a healthy cornea, even the strongest glasses can't fully bring clarity. And here's the challenge. As we age, the cornea dries out, thins, and becomes more reactive. Suddenly, headlights at night feel piercing, your eyes itch or burn after dinner, and a simple gust of wind or a dry room can leave them red and irritated. Most people blame just getting older, but the truth is, much of this discomfort is fueled by silent inflammation and nutrient shortages that quietly erode corneal health over time. This is why the carrot has been treasured for generations as one of the most important foods to boost eye health. It's not just folklore. Carrots are packed with beta-carotene, a pigment your body converts into vitamin A. And vitamin A is absolutely essential for eye function. It maintains the smooth, moist surface of the cornea, helps new epithelial cells grow, and strengthens the protective barrier that shields your eye from dryness and infection. Without it, the cornea becomes vulnerable. In fact, even mild vitamin A deficiency, the kind many older adults don't realize they have, can trigger night blindness. That's when dim light feels impossible to navigate, and the world seems to dissolve into shadows. What makes carrots powerful is not only their abundance of beta-carotene, but also the way your body knows exactly how to use it. Unlike synthetic supplements, the natural form from carrots is packaged with fiber, water, and plant compounds that make it easier for your cells to absorb slowly and steadily. So when you sip a carrot smoothie in the evening, you're providing your cornea with the raw material it needs to restore clarity overnight. But let's not stop there, because when you add ginger to the mix, the cornea gains another level of protection. Ginger has been used for centuries as a healing root, and modern science confirms its secret. Gingerols and shogalls, compounds with remarkable anti-inflammatory power. Imagine tiny sparks of irritation flickering across your eye surface every night. Sparks from allergens, stress, high blood sugar, or just the wear and tear of age. Left alone, they weaken the cornea day after day. But ginger's compounds calm that fire. They soothe the immune response, reduce swelling, and even help stabilize blood sugar. That last point is critical because unstable blood sugar silently damages eye tissues long before more obvious diabetic symptoms appear. So when carrots and ginger come together in a smoothie, you're not just feeding your body, you're creating a protective shield for the cornea. The beta-carotene transforms into vitamin A, rehydrating and strengthening the eye surface, while ginger cools inflammation and prevents damage from spreading. The combination is both nourishing and restorative, especially during sleep when your eyes finally get the chance to repair themselves. I remember a patient, Helen, in her late 60s, who constantly complained of that scratchy, sandy feeling in her eyes. She told me she carried artificial tears everywhere. "It's like my eyes are thirsty all the time," she sighed. Instead of just relying on drops, we tried something simple. We added a carrot and ginger smoothie to her evening routine 3 nights a week. A month later, she came back smiling. "Doctor," she said, "for the first time in years, I woke up without reaching for my eye drops. My eyes actually feel comfortable in the morning." That small change gave her relief that medications hadn't. This is the beauty of nourishing the cornea from within. Instead of just soothing symptoms, you're building resilience. Carrots and ginger are more than ingredients in a recipe. They are eyesight improvement foods that belong in a diet to improve eyesight naturally. By supporting moisture, healing surface cells, and taming inflammation, they help your eyes recover overnight so you can face the next day with comfort and confidence. If the retina is the film and the cornea is the lens cover, then the macula is like the zoom function of your camera. It's a small, specialized patch at the very center of your retina that gives you sharp detail, the ability to read a page, recognize a loved one's face, or safely distinguish the traffic light at a busy intersection. Without a healthy macula, the world becomes blurry in the middle, leaving only the outer edges in view. And for millions of older adults, the macula is the first place age begins to show its hand. The modern world makes things harder. Screens, LED lights, and street lamps emit high-energy blue light, which penetrates deeply into the macula. Over time, this constant exposure acts like sunburn on delicate eye tissue. Oxidative stress builds, cells thin, and tiny blood vessels struggle to deliver enough oxygen. Many of my patients describe it as tired eyes in the evening, or a sense that colors seem faded. This is the slow creep of macular decline. But here's the hope. Nature provides us with pigments that act as the macula's own internal sunglasses. Spinach, humble as it looks on the dinner plate, carries two of the most protective nutrients ever discovered for the macula: lutein and zeaxanthin. These are not just antioxidants, they are specialized pigments that accumulate directly in the macula itself. Imagine painting a clear protective layer over your camera lens. That's exactly what lutein and zeaxanthin do for your eyes. They filter out damaging blue light before it can harm your cells, while also quenching free radicals that accelerate aging. And research supports this. Large clinical studies, including the famous AREDS trials, have consistently shown that higher intakes of these pigments are linked to slower macular degeneration and sharper vision in dim light. But spinach doesn't work alone. When you pair it with mango, you create a blend that nourishes and protects on multiple levels. Mangoes are bursting with vitamin C, beta-carotene, and polyphenols, compounds that strengthen the fragile blood vessels feeding your retina. They also reduce oxidative stress throughout the eye, making it easier for oxygen and nutrients to reach the macula. Vitamin C in particular supports collagen, which helps keep the tiny capillaries strong and flexible. Weak vessels are one of the hidden villains in macular decline, and mangoes provide exactly the reinforcement they need. Now picture this. You blend fresh spinach leaves with ripe mango, and as you sip, lutein and zeaxanthin are traveling into your macula, forming that shield against blue light, while vitamin C from the mango strengthens the tiny vessels that deliver oxygen. This isn't just food. It's functional medicine in a glass, designed by nature to meet the macula's unique needs. Let me tell you about Frank, a 68-year-old accountant who had spent decades in front of computer screens. By the time he retired, he complained that his eyes felt exhausted every evening around 7 p.m. "I can barely keep them open," he admitted, "and everything looks like it's lost contrast, like someone dimmed the lights on the world." Instead of adding another pill, we turned to food. He began making a spinach and mango smoothie as part of his nightly wind down. 2 weeks later, he called me with excitement. "It's like someone turned the contrast knob back up. I'm not as drained, and I can actually enjoy reading the paper at night." Stories like Frank's remind me of how responsive the macula is when it receives what it craves. Spinach and mango aren't exotic, and they don't require a prescription, yet they deliver lutein, zeaxanthin, and vitamin C in forms your body knows exactly how to use. They are true eyesight improvement foods, essential in any diet to improve eyesight naturally. By making them part of your nightly ritual, you're not only easing eye fatigue today, you're protecting your macula for the years ahead, ensuring the center of your vision remains strong, sharp, and dependable. We've talked about the retina, the cornea, and the macula, each with its own role in keeping your vision clear. But there's another layer we often forget: the very building blocks of your eyes themselves, the tiny cells that make up every tissue. If those cells are weak, rigid, or starved of the right nutrients, it doesn't matter how strong your lenses or blood flow are, vision will still falter. So the last smoothie I want to share is all about nourishing the eyes at the deepest level, the cellular level, with avocado and kale. Every cell in your body, including those in your eyes, is wrapped in a thin membrane made of fat. Think of it like the walls of a house. If the walls are brittle or cracked, the house can't protect what's inside. Over time, toxins sneak in, nutrients struggle to get absorbed, and the house begins to crumble. That's what happens when our diets lack healthy fats. The cell membranes stiffen and weaken, and the eyes, which rely heavily on rapid repair and communication, begin to suffer. Avocado is a gift for those cells. Creamy and satisfying, it's loaded with monounsaturated fats, especially oleic acid, the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil. These fats are like strong, flexible building materials for your cell walls, helping them absorb nutrients and release waste efficiently. But that's not all. Avocados also act as a delivery system. Many of the nutrients your eyes need, like vitamin A, lutein, and zeaxanthin, are fat-soluble, Without healthy fats, your body can't fully absorb them, no matter how many carrots or spinach leaves you eat. Avocado provides the perfect partner, ensuring those eyesight improvement foods actually reach the tissues that need them most. And then there's glutathione, a master antioxidant found in avocados. I like to describe glutathione as your body's housekeeper. It sweeps out toxins and oxidative waste that otherwise build up in eye tissues. During the night, when blood flow shifts and your body repairs itself, glutathione helps clear the debris so your cells can wake up refreshed. That's one reason people who include avocado regularly often describe their eyes feeling less tired, less dry, and simply more alive. Now add kale to the mix, and you supercharge the effect. Kale is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, and for eye health, it brings three powerful gifts. First, vitamin K, which supports the strength of the tiny blood vessels in your eyes. These capillaries are so fragile that even microbleeds can cloud your vision over time. Vitamin K keeps them resilient and elastic. Second, kale provides a hefty dose of vitamin C, another antioxidant that strengthens collagen and helps protect against oxidative damage. And third, kale carries chlorophyll, that rich green pigment that not only energizes plants but also reduces inflammation and enhances oxygen delivery to human cells. Together, avocado and kale form a kind of cell therapy for the eyes. One provides the fats and antioxidants to rebuild strong, flexible membranes. The other delivers vitamins and pigments that reduce stress and keep blood vessels healthy. Drink them in a smoothie before bed, and you're essentially giving your eye cells the tools they need to regenerate overnight. Maria, a 71-year-old retired librarian, experienced this transformation firsthand. For years, she had battled chronic dry eyes. Every morning I wake up, it feels like sandpaper, she told me. She had tried medications and endless artificial tears, but they always felt like temporary band-aids. We took a different approach. Maria began blending an avocado and kale smoothie 3 nights a week as part of her bedtime ritual. After a month, she came back with a gentle smile. "It's subtle," she said, "but I wake up with eyes that feel awake. I didn't realize how tired they'd been until they finally felt rested." This is the quiet magic of cellular nourishment. You don't notice the change all at once, like flipping a switch. But over time, as your cells strengthen and repair, the fatigue lifts, the dryness eases, and your vision holds steady. Avocado and kale aren't just ingredients. They're foods to improve eyesight, living nutrients that rebuild the very structure of your eyes so they can carry you through the years ahead with clarity and resilience. So how do you put all this into practice without feeling overwhelmed? My advice is simple. Start with one smoothie. Choose the recipe that speaks to your needs. Maybe blueberries if glare bothers you, or spinach if your eyes tire easily. And make it part of your nightly ritual. Blend it about 45 minutes before bed, sip slowly, and let your body do the rest while you sleep. If you like, prepare extra portions ahead of time and store them in the fridge for up to 2 days. The key is consistency, just like brushing your teeth. Restoring your eyesight isn't about magic pills or expensive treatments. It's about giving your eyes the nourishment they've been quietly craving for years. With just a few simple smoothies, you can protect your retina, hydrate your cornea, shield your macula, and strengthen your eye cells, all while you sleep. Healing takes time, but every sip is a step toward sharper nights, brighter mornings, and greater independence. Remember, decline is not destiny. Your body still knows how to heal if you feed it what it needs. I'm Dr. Brian. Here's to clearer vision and a stronger, ageless you.